And let me land on this gold board issue. I want to say something to our brother Sammy Gyamfi. Sammy, MPP, nobody hates you.
Afenyo-Markin is just being personal. He's a better friend.
Abena Asare doesn't hate you.
See the hatred and the bitterness in his voice. Onkare. A lot of bad.
So I'm very sure, say, you heard some trending news on the internet concerning a gold board CEO, Honorable Sammy Gyamfi. Now that particular trending news, and I went internet and so on. Now information out there, and they say Honorable Sammy Gyamfi, the bodyguard back on in Yejuma, a 200 million Ghana cedis, that was the information out there. Now that particular information, a lot of people started bashing Sammy Gyamfi on the internet, and they were waiting for Sammy Gyamfi's response. Now recently, so you say honorable Afenyo-Markin, and so back to back, bashes Sammy Gyamfi Now Sammy Gyamfi didn't hold back on Twitter Space. Waba abebie same into details now or the MPP for especially Abena Osei Asare the pack committee chairman or the say so no Sammy Gyamfi no almost to say where this could be Abena Osei Asare or so now we pack chairman friend no according to Honorable Sammy Gyamfi or say nipa na musu say or the 200 million Ghana cedis Ghana says cano gold board for sikano or say nipa no mimi Sammy Gyamfi kura me body channel enya dia say nipa no betimi me bodyguard na enya no kre so bibia 200 million Ghana cedis bia Ghana na biemu so no Sammy Gyamfi akire mu a or say honorable Afenyo-Markin na down for pa na so no recently or hwe honorable Afenyo-Markin niam bi a oya dane a bitter friend. Now I say, Abena Asare, and a year could you upon Cromamodi, or so on Peso be born from Assam and Yasam, Nanson of Afenyo-Markin, and on Peso be Jana Manedi and Ako because Afenyo is gradually turning a bitter soul against a year or no Sammy Gyamfi. Now, Kansano. The next day, Afenyo-Markin saw an interview at Metro TV. Now, we responded to a Sammy Gyamfi. You got here Sammy Gyamfi some more kind on Twitter Space. Yeah, ba. Afenyo-Markin response or the Abreno, a Metro TV. No, you had better also amount.
Saw him when he was brought from remand custody. I saw that I am more muscular than him. I'm bigger than him. I don't see how that guy can be my bodyguard. So it is laughable. It's the usual. You see, there is a deliberate disinformation agenda against Sammy Gyamfi and the Gold Board by people who think that Sammy Gyamfi is the reason why Sammy Gyamfi and others are the reason why they are in opposition. So it is time to pay Sammy Gyamfi back. And the leaders and champions of this disinformation campaign are the likes of Afenyo-Markin, Abena Osei Asare, Kwejo Ponkroma. You know them. So when you hear them say anything, please come and check with us because none of the things they say is true. But you see, on the floor of Parliament, they are covered by parliamentary immunities. If they make those allegations against me in the media, I'll sue them, and they know it, and they can't. And they know that if they invited me to Parliament and they televise it, they will be exposed that what they are saying are lies. And that is why they cannot invite. And they are saying they want a special committee to do a probe. You have a committee on economy, a committee on finance, okay, a committee of Parliament on lands and mines. You can invite any CEO to appear before you to answer questions. You don't need any special committee. The Kwejo Ponkroma is ranking member for the Committee of Economy. Intikayeka say, I will say, okay. Now Monday, you bring an invitation. Then I come. The committee wants to delve into gold bond losses. Now, GTV afa. Then we see who is truthful. But they will not. They will say that, majority is blocking their motion. But why won't they block it? Because it's a useless motion. You already have the opportunity through the committee system. If you go to, I'm not a parliamentarian, but I know that every parliamentarian says this. Parliament works in committees. Austin, won't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Alfred, won't say that. Yes. Why can't they invite me? So deliberate disinformation. So listen to me.
Yeah,
I don't have any such bodyguard. This gentleman is a licensed tier 2 buyer. And because we don't look at people's political colors, I mean, we give licenses to any Ghanaian who is qualified. and I don't even see them because our license system is digital. You don't even. I've signed more than 1,000 licenses. I'm not sure I've met face to face 99% of the licenses, unless at public our stakeholder engagements that I'll see people in groups, and I don't know them by name and by their company, so I don't know him. But a complaint was lodged with us by one of our aggregators, Bower Rock. We have two aggregators now, but one of our aggregators, which is Bower Rock, that this gentleman's company, Dominic Bonsu Ventures, and another company called, and another person, called Della, also another tier two buyer, also lodged a complaint against one guy called Raymond, who owns a company called Makwood, that they've taken monies from them to buy gold, and they have not supplied the gold, and they are not closing the accounts because Gold Board has given guidelines on trading. And the guidelines say that if you receive funding from another licensed buyer, be it aggregator or tier two buyer, to buy gold, within 48 hours, you must close your account, meaning you must give the commensurate quantity of gold for the money you took to that person who gave you the money, or you must return the money. And they said it's been 3 weeks, they have not gotten their money. Okay. Now, Gold Board doesn't give money to Dominic Bonsu. Gold Board doesn't give money to Makwood. We don't deal with them. Okay, we don't deal with them. So this is what lawyers call privity of contract. It's a doctrine and a contract law that says that there are only the parties to a contract who sign the contract can enforce the rights and obligations under that contract. So if it was purely a civil matter, it would be between Bower Rock and Makwood Ventures and Bower Rock and Bonsu. Because Bower Rock was the one who dealt with them. Okay. Because for Bower Rock and the other aggregator, IB Impex, they are the only two people who receive money directly from the Gold Board and who have contracts with the Gold Board. And Bower Rock reconciles his account with Gold Board every month. And so, Austin, check your WhatsApp. I'm giving you a lot of exclusives. I've given you a one-page document. It is the July 2026. July, we're in August. July 2026 accounts between Gold Board and Bower Rock, our aggregator. And you will see, please share it for people to see. You will see that as at 31st July, Gold Board had given Bower Rock 96 billion 193 million 245,542 cedis, 0.55 pesos. So to cut it short, 90 transferred to Gold Board. That is not what we are doing. The domestic gold purchase program has ended. It was a Bank of Ghana program. It has ended. In March 2026, on the back of the GANRAP approved by Parliament, the Gold Board began to now fully implement a statutory mandate. And under this mandate, it is not paid any fee by the Bank of Ghana. So that is the history of fees. So when you hear that somebody is saying that the Bank of Ghana is making losses because of Gold Board fees, he doesn't understand what he's talking about. Because these are fees that are not free money, number one. And we are talking about a total of 0.75%. And so if what the IMF says is anything to go by, and I'm not in the position to respond to them because they have not said the Gold Board has made a loss, so I will not respond to them. They said the losses they are talking about is a loss made by Bank of Ghana, right? Now, it's for the Bank of Ghana to address that. Now, they claim that that loss is 17% of the value of gold the Bank of Ghana bought in 2025. Assuming that is true, how does a fee of 0.758% reduce to 0.6 and further to 0.35 responsible for that? And when that fee predates the Gold Board, and when that fee at all material times is known as part of cost, then that can never be an issue of losses, because in the trading of a commodity, profit is a function of selling price minus cost price. So if you know that I'm buying commodity X at 10 cedis, for Kojo Pon Chroma, I can take some of the things he says seriously because they are not personal. Afenyo-Markin is just being personal. He's a better He's a better friend, so I can understand. You can see the hatred and the bitterness in his voice. He has no issues. He stands up and he says, the issues happening at Gold Board. Gold Board. A lot of bad things happening there. Onkare. A lot of bad things. Those one can just say, this is the procurement infraction. This is the Gold Board. Gold Board. He's just looking for my attention, but he won't get it because I'm a very busy person. And if he wants me in parliament, I'm saying they should invite me tomorrow. I am ready. Economic committee, finance committee, lands and mines committee, and they should bring GTV and other media people and publicize. I'm challenging them because if I call them for a debate, they won't come. Okay, they will say they want me on oath. So they should invite me. They don't need any special committee. These are committees of parliament, standing committees of parliament. They should invite me and let me come. Public Accounts Committee, Abena Asare, chairwoman, you are saying we are siphoning money. So call us. You were not put there to just talk. Let us come and sit down there. And then you can now cite the cases or instances of siphoning of public funds by Sammy Gyamfi and the Gold Board. And let's see what will become of your reputation after that. You see, lies have a short lifespan. You understand? When I go to Public Accounts Committee, I'll swear an oath. So they shouldn't worry about that. they shouldn't worry about that at all. You see, lies have a short lifespan. And it will not be under my watch somebody with a communications background that good board, good balls, good works will be tainted with lies. Now we are busy working because there's a lot of work to do, but we are going to embark on sustained public education for reasonable minds and objective minds to appreciate the good work we are doing. We are not perfect. Man, we take criticism in good faith. We are ready for feedback. We don't know it all. We don't pretend to know it all. We are, very accommodating to divergent opinions. And that is why I'm here. But we will not allow people like the names you mentioned get away. So if they want me to appear before Parliament, I am ready. I am ready. They can invite me tomorrow, Public Accounts Committee or Committee on Economy or whatever. They should give me a Bible to swear an oath. Let's televise it and let's take their questions. They can't. They can't because it is out of bitterness. A report comes. Alfred, for example, you are one of the first people who wrote about the $1.7 billion loss reported by the IMF, right? That the information is contained at paragraph 13 of that report. When you read it, is there any part where it is said that Good Board made a loss of 1.7 billion, or Good Board is the reason for the loss, or Good Board is part of? Is there anything there like that? There is nothing. If there is something like that, Alfred, you can tell me.
No, it talks about the good for reserves component of
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. You understand? We are buying. There is
But you
nothing
also
like that.
Sammy, you know that it's just because of the operating model, right? So you know that. I'm sure. I think
No,
we've had this
no,
conversation
and that
before.
is where
Yeah.
you and Bryce Simon guess it wrong. So then you see some media headlines or Alfred or as for
It's way any someone a Afenyo-Markin said it to the on the theater space. A can ya test an order if I Afenyo-Markin. Just all children say, Abena Asare ne kwadwo pon kroma. Omu nyina no gradually as omu lose omu credibility because in some mode to ayo no Sammy Gyamfi so no ne kra ba ko se kra enim na bia mu so no osan bisa one of the host of that particular space say Nansen, IMF4 at the article be babonting. Now, article na IMF4 the babonting no. Who say ya chro baby ese Sammy Gyamfi and the Gold Board or make loss be ana. Na say host no ese baby want to be asa. Honorable Sammy Gyamfi say nya de ya be respond to IMF4 on article no de buy any because man chro baby a ese yo no Sammy Gyamfi wa make any lost into nya de ya or respond. Now after that no and a video of Afenyo-Markin and so pop up on social media in that particular video no Afenyo so ebu fu ache so no so no chide mu say Sammy Gyamfi enye se obi atan wo na emomu no we need the best for you yɛmpɛ sɛ mobɛfiri ɛyɛ aban mu no na MPP bɛba no na afei abɛtɔ dwa se yɛkye Sammy Gyamfi ɔtumi te sɛ ne yɛyɛ chairman wontumi ɛne MPP foɔ binom no Afenyo-Markin sɛ wɔmpɛ ne saa ɔsɔ no ɔpɛ Sammy Gyamfi asɛm na sɛne Sammy Gyamfi ka sɛ ɔno Afenyo-Markin ɛtan no ɔse ne kuro bia ɛnim saa ɛha vibes 24 trends yɛne yɛde update no ɛbrɛ wo first time aboni and you're very simple but more than so subscribe to our YouTube channel so that any updates be able to be no nsa ebetumi akabi. Carton